Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. Do you own an expensive luxury car? And would you put some cheap tires on that car? I'll explain in a minute. Stay tuned. All right, guys. So, do you own a very, very nice car? Perhaps a BMW, Porsche, Mercedes? Anything that's nice? Right? Would you put some like $50 tires on that car? Well, you shouldn't. But where am I getting at with this? Okay, so people come in here and they've just joined a country club, which probably cost a small fortune, and they're paying some dues that are probably another small fortune. They own probably a nice luxury car, another small fortune, but they walk in and expect a $50 racket. Or worse, they go out to the court in the country club playing with a aluminum racket, right? They come in here and ask me, oh, what do you got for 50, 60 bucks? And I was like, you can go to Big Five, because I ain't got nothing in here for that cheap, okay? So for those of you who legitimately can't afford a good racket, I totally understand. You play with what you got, okay? I get it. But for those of you who live on the other side, who can afford this stuff, maybe you need an education. Maybe you need an education from me, okay? Because you were basically buying a couture dress or like a $10,000 dress and holding a Target purse. Do you understand what that means? You join a fancy club, drive a fancy car, probably dress in fancy clothes on the court, but you are basically holding a broomstick on the court. That's garbage. You might as well hold a wooden racket, because it ain't gonna make you look any better. It ain't gonna make you play any better. So why don't you just spend a little money, since you already spent a ton of money? Okay? At least get something like this. It's $99.99. It's a Drive Max. Okay? At least you look semi-modern and kind of, like you're supposed to look, if you know what I mean. Okay? Or better yet, just pony up and get a good racket. Okay? You've already spent a ton of money. Get a good racket. Get a Pure Drive. Get an Arrow. Get a Clash. Look like the Joneses, okay? Or the Underhills, because you certainly won't if you bring this out there. And, hey, everybody's going to be like, what the hell is that, right? Look your part. Be the person that you want yourself to be, because it ain't going to be that person if you just bringing this thing out there, okay? Get a good racket, okay? Don't underestimate the cost. Don't underestimate the value of getting a new racket. I don't understand people like that. They spend a ton of money, yet the one thing that they are going to play with on the tennis court, a tennis racket, right? You get a tennis racket to play on the tennis court, to play on the tennis club, right? Why do you get a cheap racket? I don't understand that. If you look at the whole equation, the racket should probably cost the most. But no, you join in a club, that costs a ton of money, right? So don't undercut the racket. Get a good racket. Are you going to play any better with a cheap racket versus a good racket? Hell yes you are. Hell yes you are. The racket is going to make a whole lot of difference. You didn't look at the price tag for anything else. Why are you looking at the price tag for a tennis racket, guys? It doesn't make any sense. I know most of you out there know what I'm talking about. For those of you who don't, pay attention, okay? Because I'm saving you, okay? I'm saving you from embarrassment, because that's what you're doing. So, guys, if you have the means to, be the Underhills, okay? Just in case you don't know who the Underhills are, go watch Caddyshack. Okay, you'll get a laugh out of that. All right, because we're putting everything on the Underhills. Anyways, so do yourself a favor, Don't embarrass yourself. Get a good racket and look your part at the country club. Thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis.